crafters. My name is Manda from Manda Makes, and in today's video we will be answering the tag by Moon Bay Crochet, Brandy from Moon Bay Crochet. Her channel will be linked below if anybody is interested. I will also be crocheting while I'm talking to you guys, just as I'm trying to get this project done for my daughter's birthday in less than 2 weeks, and she's coming to try it on today, so I gotta add some length to make sure it fits. Anyway, let's get into introducing myself. She introduced herself by telling you her age. I will just let you guys know I'm in my early 40s. I think that's probably about as much as I want to share with that information. And I've been crocheting, not consistently, since I was 19, I want to say 19. I've been crocheting, but not consistently. I've taken big gaps in between crocheting. So now let's get to the 10 questions she asked on her tag. And the first question is, what is your favorite project you've ever made and why? Okay, I'm going to give you a little background before I show you the project, guys. My favorite project I made was both my children's blankets. I only have one of them here to show you. I'll probably insert a picture of the other one when I find the picture. But I made 2 blankets, and I'm going to say that I didn't know how to crochet. YouTube wasn't really a big thing back then. I don't know, like 20 years ago, if YouTube was even around. So I don't know how I learned how to do it. All I know is that all I knew was the single crochet stitch, and I wanted to make something other than a blanket with a single crochet stitch going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I wanted to make something pretty for my daughter, for her, so that she could have. I remember my grandmother making us blankets when we grew up, so I wanted to make something for her that she could grow up with. And I came up with, you'll probably have seen it in the corner, and that's this blanket. Judgment free zone, guys. This is 20 years old, and this was my first big project, right? So I made her this blanket. This is before I ever knew about tapestry, before I ever knew about granny squares. All I knew is I wanted to make her something pretty. Let me see if I can get it in frame the right way. So I didn't know how to join them. That was not a skill I had. I don't even know how I knew how to do this, to be fair. I just remember I was like, I can do a single crochet. If I could do a single crochet, I could kind of like go, and I learned how to read a graph by myself because of this. I did this pattern, right? I put on a graph pattern, I put this pattern on it, and then what I did do was had to learn, I think my sister had a crochet book at the time, so I had to learn how to do these borders, and I did them in alternating. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how I did this without YouTube tutorial. Some of my granny squares are not joined correctly, and so I will say I didn't do a good job at joining them. In the middle, they're really bad. In the middle, they're really bad. But this is it was kind of a twin size blanket. Also, I didn't know about measuring, so I just put it up against the bed. This does not go over the edge, so it's a twin size, but not widthwise. Lengthwise, yes, but not widthwise. Ooh, grabbed my hair with that. So that was my first ever like big project that I ever made, and I was excited that I was able to make something nice for my daughter. Like I said before, all I knew how to do was a single crochet. I really didn't understand like most. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I'm still pretty new when it comes to understanding different kinds of crochet. So I didn't know that was tapestry way back when, and so that was nice to find out later on in life that my first big project was a tapestry project. Yeah. I don't know how I figured that out. I don't even know how I did the shell stitches in alternating colors, because I remember correctly, I bought pink and purple yarn. It's not like, oh, one of them was pink. I mean, that it was multicolored. One of them was pink and one of them was purple. So doing a shell stitch with different colors also, I don't know. I don't know how I got that done, but so beautiful. I'm like I said, I made another one, a little bit more intricate pattern for my son, because I did, instead of butterflies in alternating colors, obviously he's a boy, I did sun and moon um in blues and whites. So his blanket is in alternating colors too, and then his were smaller squares because I didn't understand that. I didn't block. I didn't have the concept of any of that stuff at the time. So those are like my two first favorite projects. They've stand the test of time. They've been with us forever. The kids have had them since they were young. I think I made these about 20 years ago, maybe a little more than that, but yeah, so there's that. Let me get to the next question. The next question is, are you a morning or a night crocheter? So I will say I don't have a specific time of day when I crochet. I can crochet in the morning and I can crochet at night. To be fair, I'm crocheting whenever I'm not gaming. And so like if I'm done playing video games for the day, then I will crochet, or vice versa. If I'm done crocheting for the day, then I'll play a game. So I don't have a time of day when I crochet the most. The next question is, do you listen to music, podcasts, or watch videos while you're crocheting? So I do watch videos and TV shows while I crochet. I definitely watch Brandy's channel when I'm crocheting, and then I also have other people that I listen that I watch, but I'm also watching a TV program right now. I'm watching Vampire Diaries. I'm on season 6 of Vampire Diaries, but because they're bringing back some like characters that are from the originals, I'm now having to go watch the originals, and I think I'm almost at the end of season 1 of the originals. I think I'm on like episode, I want to say episode 14 of the first season of the original. So, and then I also play video games. Like, you're gonna ask me how I play video games, but I have like I read visual novels, so I will prop up a visual novel on my my stand, and I will put it in front of me, and then I'll read it, have it putting it on auto to read, and then when it comes to the choices, then I'll pick the choices. These are not in English, these visual novels, so I definitely have to read them. I can't just listen to them, unfortunately for me, which is sadness. I can't just listen to them, but I have to read them, and so those are the things I do when crocheting. The next question is, have you ever designed your own crochet patterns? And the answer is yes. I have a few. The project I'm working on right now, this mermaid tail blanket, let me put it up for you guys. Hold on, let me put a stitch marker in so that my stitches don't drop, because that would be sad if I have to redo a lot of this work that's going on. Let me put that stitch marker in, and let me take it off this ring. All right, I'm designing this mermaid tail blanket from scratch. So I'm having to like learn how to do these stitches, learn how to design this pattern, but I also have other patterns that I've designed that are on my channel for free, and one of them being this star right here that you see in the middle. This is an Intarsia star, so you see it's the same front and back. And then this this gift box is also one I designed. These are both free tutorials on my channel. My daughter's blanket, obviously I designed. My son's blanket I designed, but I don't have tutorials or patterns because, like I said, I made it. Maybe I want to say it was like what couldn't it had to be a little less than 20 years ago, but not by much. Maybe 18 years ago. So not too long ago I made those blankets. So I don't have patterns written for them because I didn't know about writing patterns then. I mean, I have the graphs that I use, so I do have that if I ever want to make the patterns from it, but uh yeah, I do have those. The next question I have, yeah, the next question is, do you have any favorite crochet blogs, YouTube channels, or online communities? So I have a couple of favorite crochet channels. Obviously Brandy's is one of them because I watch her all the time. You'll always see me commenting almost all her videos. So I would say I'm part of a member of this community of hers. But I also watch um this Avalon Crochet. She's a uh plushy crochet artist, I want to say. So she's a plushy crochet artist. And then I watch Haley Knights. She's a wearables crochet artist, and she's just a little bit alt. I'm not, obviously. I like colorful things in like pinks and white and gray tones, but anything she makes I could just make in one of those tones. So I'm fine. Like, I'm fine watching channels that just make clothing and stuff like that, and I really enjoy her personality. The other channel I just started watching was Crochet by Jess, I think it's the name of the channel, and she makes mosaic. I'm trying to learn how to do all kinds of crochet, and mosaic crochet is just like the next one on my list of crochet channels that are crochet that I kind of want to get into. So I've been watching a lot of her mosaic crochet. She does a couple of tutorials, but she does a lot of, just like, she sells a lot of her patterns. So I just need to learn how to do mosaic crochet before I invest in a pattern, because if I don't know how to do mosaic crochet, I don't know that, that I can, like, I am a very like visual learner. So I that's why I don't invest too much in patterns, because I'm just visual. Where did all my string, all my string got tied up. Give me one moment, please hold. All right, I am back. To question number 6. Do you crochet with friends or family? I do neither. I do not crochet with anybody in my family. My cousins and me all grew up learning how to crochet by my grandmother, but I am the only one that is currently crocheting in my family. Um, we all do our own thing. My cousin is doing sew projects, but I wanted to start like this whole like get together once a month. We bring our crafts and we just work on our crafts while we hang out. It's just not a thing I've gotten around to doing yet. Unfortunate for me, but that is one of the things that I kind of wanted to do, but it's just not something that I've done yet. If you could only crochet one item for the rest of your life, what would it be? See, this is a hard question for me because I don't crochet one thing, right? I crochet lots of several different things, like blankets and stuff. Like, if you're asking me what type of item it is, then I would tell you, oh, blankets or wearables. I'm like, right now I'm very like into wearables and blankets. Like, I've been making blankets obviously since I started my crochet journey. My first 2 blankets were my children's baby blankets, and then their big kid blankets. So blankets would be the thing. I don't know that a specific blanket would be a thing because I don't like to crochet the same thing over and over and over again. Usually after 2 times, I'm like, yeah, I got that out my system. Now let me learn something different. So that's why I couldn't say I would stay to one item. If it's a type of item, then it's between crochet wearables and blankets. Probably more on blankets just because I love big projects. But yeah. Uh, the next question I have is question number 8. If you had a crochet superpower, what would it be? Okay, this is gonna sound stupid, guys. I know ahead of time that this sounds dumb, so when I answer it, nobody come at me. But you guys know Jarvis, who ultimately ends up being another superhero. I don't want to say who, just in case you are not familiar with the Marvel universe and you kind of want to get into it. But Jarvis's superpower was helping, helping with the technical things that, like, what was it? Iron Man would have an idea and he'd tell Jarvis, and Jarvis would come up with the know-how. So, like, I want to be able to come up with the know-how. Like, I want to think of a pattern and be like, yes, I know exactly how to do that. I can write that pattern right up and I can start working on it right away. So that is like the superpower I would love to have, because I see so many things and I'm like, how do you make that? I'm gonna be honest, this is why I end up crocheting my own patterns, is because I don't know how to make the things I want to make. So I ultimately try, and in trying, I learn a new skill or a new pattern. Obviously, I learned tapestry not knowingly, and I learned color work as well as tapestry unknowingly. I couldn't tell you that I learned weaving and putting together those things because I did a crap job. But other than that, I learned how to do all those things on my own. So that would be like the superpower I would want. I want to be able to do that, but like on a bigger scale. Whenever I see something, I'm like, yeah, I could do that, and then be able to proceed to like come up with the pattern, and then be able to first of all read it, and do it at the same time. The next question I have is, what is your biggest crochet pet peeve? Okay, so this is gonna sound counterproductive to the kind what we do here on YouTube. Counterproductive and productive at the same time. Now, so like my biggest pet peeve is like when the bigger channels put all their patterns behind the paywall and none of their patterns are free, or even their simpler patterns are free. I feel like we all learn through each other. I'm not saying put every pattern you have up online, but not every pattern needs to be behind the paywall either. Like, some people will buy your pattern even if there's a video tutorial, just because they're not visual learners and they can read a pattern. But I feel like so many of us learn through YouTube University, and then you locking every idea and every pattern you have behind the paywall just sucks. It just sucks. I'm not saying like, and you can still write the pattern and sell the pattern. Like I said, people will, even if it's a free pattern, still buy it, or because they're not willing to, they're not willing to sit there and watch the video multiple times just to go back to where you began such and such item. But yeah, that's my biggest pet peeve. I think YouTube University helped a lot of us out, crochet artists. Like, obviously it wasn't there for when I started, but I've gone back to YouTube University, and like this crocodile stitch here that I'm doing, I wouldn't have learned if it wasn't for watching Nastasia crochet the crocodile stitch, and then watching another crochet artist like do it in the round. And now I know, like, now I'm building a pattern out of just doing it in the round and stuff like that. But if it wasn't for people putting those tutorials out there, I wouldn't be able to make my daughter a blanket, because I wouldn't know how to read. I don't know how to read patterns specifically yet. Like, not, I can read amigurumi now, but when it comes to like patterns like this, I haven't tried. I can't say that I don't know, is that I haven't tried. So yeah, there's that. Number 10, question number 10. What is your favorite yarn to work with? My favorite yarn right now to work with is Big Twist. Everything Big Twist. I just love the feel of Big Twist. I'm happy that it's coming back. Our Hirschner's already has Big Twist line in stock, and now Michael's is getting some in stock as well. It's my favorite type of yarn to work with. I will say though, I don't know about its longevity because I just started using Big Twist and I don't know about washing with it and doing other things with it. I'm not sure about how long that'll last. Whereas I know like the blanket that you see next to me, that was Karen, and I know that that's lasted for 20 years and it's been washed, put in the wash, put in the dryer. This before I knew that you weren't supposed to wash. I mean, wash wear crochet blankets in like heavy duty. Like that's been put in the heavy duty blanket bedding category. It hasn't even put in the delicate cycle. That's been in heavy duty, and that it's been thrown in the dryer like it's regular clothing, and it's survived. So I'm hoping that Big Twist has the longevity that that one did, as it would suck that I'm making all these projects out of Big Twist and it does not have the longevity. It can't be thrown in the dryer without damaging the item, especially working so hard on these blankets with Big Twist. I've already thrown my cardigan in there once, and it was fine, but I also didn't throw it in the dryer. I hear the dryer is the issue, so I finally read the instructions. I put my cardigan in the wash on delicate cycle, but I line dried it, so I don't know if you put it in the dryer if it'll mess up. Whereas I know like the Karen for sure that at least when they made it back way back when, that's still here. It's not as soft, which is the reason why I still like working with Big Twist, is because like Big Twist is, it doesn't hurt my hands. It's like you see all this, like this would hurt where the yarn is touching my skin, scratching it, but with Big Twist it doesn't. Whereas with Karen, I remember thankfully that I was doing them in little squares because that yarn was so itchy to work with. It is not so much now itchy now that it's been washed and dried and washed and dried. I won't say thousands of times, but it's been in the wash. My kids, that is a regularly used blanket you see there in the winter time, and it's, besides the stitches coming apart at the seams because I did a crap job, the blanket itself has stood together. So I'm hoping Big Twist will give me the same longevity. I will just say that. But here's hoping. If you've worked with Big Twist and you know, let me know if it has the staying power that I'm hoping for, because it would be sad to be making all these items out of Big Twist for it not to have the staying power. Um, so I actually don't have anybody to tag because I don't have a lot of crafty friends that do crochet. I do have some crafty friends. They're on my gaming channel, but they don't do crochet. So I will do an open tag for you all. If you are a crochet artist and you are on my channel and you want to answer these questions, go ahead and mention me in the comments so I can watch your video. It'd be nice to get to know you guys on a personal level, or I mean on a professional level, obviously, because this is YouTube. So it'd be nice to learn who you guys are who have been watching my channel. And I, not just crocheters, I also do my knitting machine. So if you're here for my knitting machine tutorials, I would love to know more about you as well. You could just swap those crochet questions out for like knitting machines. Might be a little harder to answer some of them, but unless you do both, then you can, answer both ways. But thanks for watching, and I'm sorry that I've been crocheting this whole time, but I am trying to get this blanket done, and I'm like, I wanted to answer the question, and like I don't know if I'm gonna have a tutorial for this blanket, so me making it with you guys while I'm answering questions was probably gonna be the best way to have a video of some sort out while I'm making this project. But thanks for watching. Happy crafting. Hope to see you soon.